Hey there, beer fans. I got Earth Day from Treehouse. It's a pale ale they release every Earth Day. They release it on Earth Day. 422, is that Earth Day? I think so. It's 5% alcohol, and on the can they don't say it, but pretty sure on tap it says they use Nelson and Hallertau Blanc hops. So Nelson Sauvin, named after Sauvignon Blanc hops, and Hallertau Blanc, kind of named after Blanc, some kind of Blanc grapes. Or I said Sauvignon Blanc hops, I meant grapes. So both are newish hop varieties named for their similarity to white wine grapes. I guess I had this last year. I forgot about it. I don't think I did a video review. And I think I liked it. So here we are. It is about 10 days old, I guess. Maybe only 9 days in the can. I'm getting some aromas already. I really love Nelson hops. And it's quite hazy. I love the contrast with the hops a lot there in my Lawson's glass. And yeah, it's pretty hazy for a pale ale. I can sort of see some light from my finger through it a little bit. Head looks pretty nice too. Bubbles are popping pretty fast. We'll see how long the head lasts. But there is Earth Day. That smells good. Yep. I wish Hallertau Blanc were used more. It's used more often, I feel like, in lagers, but actually in general last few years I don't see it as much in almost any style of beer. Sometimes, yeah, it's thrown into a big blended with IPA hops. This is just kind of adding to the cool green grape sort of quality. It's a little bit in Nelson. Nelson, I feel like, is a little bit more tropical and dank. Yeah, it smells a little bit like fresh cut pepper and white grape, juicy white grape. Pineapple a little bit. They say earthy citrus mixed tropical fruits. But it smells great, and yeah, head's still looking good. Mm. And it gives you a lot of flavor for 5%. Good amount of body too. Last year I said it was maybe too sweet. I come to prefer pale ales that are a little bit sweet, or else they're so dry and they just have much body. They're just kind of lifeless. I like the lower ABV beers to have some sweetness, because then they'll have body, and it seems to just also carry more flavor, especially more hop flavor. Yeah, that's really nice. And it does, it's there's sweetness, there's residual sweetness sort of, but then it finishes pretty bitter. It's actually almost a slight chalkiness to it, um, which I wouldn't necessarily expect. I mean, I expect from something that's really hazy, but usually when you have chalkiness, you kind of have the head dies down. It looks like a Trillium beer. Mm. But it's juicy. It's juicy, like a fruit salad with cut up white grapes, but also pineapple, kind of peach, maybe a little peach, not much. Maybe more nectarine or something like that. Some stone fruit that's a bit less intense and sweet. And it's very sort of citrus zesty, some grapefruit, lime, not really orange, but not that bitter, just kind of the flavor and the aroma. That's very good, actually. this is a very good like 5% hazy beer that gives you so much flavor and aroma. Like I think this has more flavor and aroma than like the Treehouse Pink and Jubilee. There are other sort of new flagship IPAs that don't really do it for me, honestly. That new hop variety Pink, I've only had it in the Treehouse Pink, and it's just not very strongly flavored. But Sauvignon Blanc, or excuse me, Nelson Sauvin, that I think it's hard to brew with that hop and not have it be a big, punchy flavor, kind of like Galaxy. But I've come to like Nelson more than Galaxy because Galaxy is often too like mentholy, and it's not really my favorite thing. It does have that like I described it as fresh cut jalapeno smell from the Nelson. That some people say it's a little bit diesely. I don't. I can understand that, but it's not as diesely as a lot of really dank hops that smell almost like it's almost like a boozy whiskey thing. Sometimes it reminds me of gasoline. Not exactly. This is nothing like that. This isn't. Yes, very clean, cool, refreshing, and crisp sort of earthiness. But yeah, it's drawing out my tongue quite a bit. Maybe it's not really having to do with chalky haze. It's more having to do with the actual bitterness, like boiled hop sort of stuff happening. Just the alpha acids and the hop oils drying out my tongue more than proteins and polyphenols and haze being too much on the tongue. That's really good. 4.3 maybe? Bye.